Hey guys, we are doing math class right now, so if you do not have your math book out, go ahead and do that. Turn to page 257. Okay, we're going to be doing both pages. So 257, 258, rounding money to the nearest dollar. Now, this means that there's no cents when we get our answer. So for example, if we are looking at, let's say, $7.35. We're looking at that. What are we going to do? We want there to not be any cents, but I need to either round this up or keep it at $7. The way that we're going to do that is we have the $7. Okay, I don't know if you can see, but my decimal point's right there. Okay, I'm going to look at my tens place of my cents. That's 35 cents. So I'm looking at that tens place in my 35 cents. And I'm going to just apply the same rules that I've been doing for rounding all year. So if it's, let's see, if it's, I can go lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. If my number falls right here, I'm going to keep my rounding down to wherever it was that it was before. So the 7 is not going to get rounded up, so it's going to stay right there. If it's 5 or higher, it's going to get rounded up to the next number. So if this is $7.35, my answer is just going to be $7. That's just what it's going to be. That's my answer. If it was, let's say, $16.89, okay, I'm going to look at my tens place in my cents. That's an 8. An 8 is 5 or higher, so my dollars is going to go one more higher. So that would be $17.00, of course. So it'll just be $17. Okay? Now, that's not in the book necessarily. These specific problems are not in the book, but it was just to show you. Okay? Let's look at some problems that are in the book. I'll leave this up here so you can take a look at it a little bit longer. Okay? Number 1, letter A, we have $7.10. Okay, is this going to get rounded up to $8, or is it going to stay at $7? Okay, $7.10. Well, we have this 1 right here, and we see that this 1 is down here, so that means it's going to stay down at $7. So go ahead and fill in that circle underneath $7. Okay, letter B is $27.62. Okay, we have this 6 right here. Is this 6 going to make the 27 get rounded up to $28? Or is it going to just stay down at $27? Right, it's going to stay down, or I'm sorry, it's going to go up to $28. It's not going to stay down at 27, it's going to go up to 28. So this stays at $7. This goes to $28. Right? And we have letter C, $9.52. Okay, we have this 5 right here. Is it going to get rounded up to 10, or is it going to stay down at 9? Well, look right here. The 5 is actually my lowest number that I can go while still rounding up. So it will get rounded up to $10. Go ahead and fill that in underneath. Okay, you have D, E, and F that need to be done. Go ahead and do those on your own. You can pause it right now and do D, E, and F. And then when you're finished, I will be going on to the story problems. All right, you definitely should have had enough time to do D, E, and F So let's look at that story problem. Let me grab my book. Number 2. Alex receives $20 for his birthday. He gave $2.50 at church and spent $10.95 for a new bike helmet. How much money does he have left? Well, I know that I need to subtract because that have left at the end of that problem is a subtraction clue word. So, let's see. He started off with $20. Now, this is one of those things that's finding out how much is left. So I need to figure out how much he spent. I mean, that's a logical thing. How much money did he spend? Well, he spent $2.50 when he tithed off of that money, when he put it in the offering plate at church. And then he spent $10.95. Now, can I put $20 minus $2.95 minus $2.50 minus $10.95? That's not, we don't do subtraction like that. So I can come over here and figure out how much he spent. Now I have $2.50 plus $10.95. And when I add this together and get my answer, I'll know how much he spent in all. And then I can take that number and subtract. So I want you to pause the video right now, figure out the rest of this problem, and then I will finish the problem when you're done, and we can check it to make sure you get the right answer. So go ahead and pause it right now and do that. All right, you should have been able to figure that out. Let's check to see if you got the same answer that we're going to get right here. So we have 0 plus 5, of course, is just 5. 9 plus 5 is, carry the 1, 4 down here. Decimal point goes right there, of course. 1 plus 2 is 3. Plus 0 is, of course, still 3. And then I don't have any carried numbers. 1 gets brought down with a dollar sign. So this is how much money he spent. Is this my answer? It's not my answer, because I need to figure out how much money he has left, not how much he spent. This is how much he spent. This is going to be how much he has left. So we have $13.45. We're subtracting, because how much money does he have left? So I have 0 minus 5. We can't do that. So we're going to have to borrow from 0, which we can't do. So we're going to have to borrow from 0, which we still can't do. So we're going to borrow from 2. 2 becomes, right, 1. 1 is going to get put right there. So that's 10. 10 becomes 9, so that this 0 can become 10, which, of course, we borrowed. It becomes 9, and now we have 10 over here. Okay? 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 4 is, again, 5. Okay? I have these decimal points. Let's go ahead and carry them down right there. 9 minus 3 is, good, 6. And 1 minus 1 is 0. So how much money does Alex have left? He has $6.55. Good. Is that the answer that you got? Right. If that's the answer you got, very, very good. If it's not, go ahead and take this opportunity, pause the video, make sure you have the right answer put down. And if you need to rework that problem, that might be a good idea to do. Okay? I just dropped my eraser, but it's okay. Going to erase this. And let's do that other story problem as well, just to make sure that we have it. Second story problem, number 2, letter B. Madeline has 4 pairs of red socks, 6 times as many pairs of blue socks as white pairs of socks, and 1/4 as many white pairs as red pairs. Now here's the thing. Do you notice in this one they have two different questions that need two different answers? So this first question says, 1, how many pairs of socks does she have in all? And then the second one says, how many socks does Madeline have? This can be a little bit of a tricky question because it seems like it's asking the same thing, but it's not. So she has what, red, white, and blue, looks like. So we'll just put R for red socks, W for white, and B for blue. Fairly simple. Let me take a look. She has 4 pairs of red socks. We'll put 4 right here. It says she has 6 times as many pairs of blue socks as white socks. But do we know how many white socks she has? We don't have that. So let's keep reading, maybe get a little bit of a better idea. It says she has 1/4 as many white pairs as red pairs. Now, do we know how many pairs of red socks she has? Yes, she has 4. But it says she has 1/4 as many white socks as blue socks. I'm sorry, as red socks, not blue. So could I write 1/4 of 4? I know how to do that. What do I do when I have 1/4 of 4? Right, I'm going to divide. I'm going to take this number and divide it by the denominator of this fraction. So 4 divided by 4 equals, right, 1. So how many white pairs of socks does she have? It's just 1. So now can I figure out that how many blue pairs of socks she has? It says she has 6 times as many pairs of blue socks as white socks. Okay, so of course 6 times tells me I'm going to be doing 6 times how many pairs of white socks she has. And that's going to tell me how many pairs of blue socks she has, which of course is 6. So now I know how many red pairs of socks, how many white pairs of socks, and how many blue pairs of socks. Now my question is asking, how many pairs of socks does she have in all? In all tells me I'm going to be doing what? Adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing. Right? We're going to be adding. So we're going to add 4 plus 1 is, right, 5, plus 6 is, good, 11. So my answer is not just 11, it's 11 pairs. You could put pairs of socks. I'm just going to put 11. Yeah, let's put 11 pairs of socks. Just to be a little bit more specific. 11 pairs of socks. That's my first answer. Now, my second answer says how many socks does she have? Now, that seems like it's the same thing. How many socks and how many pairs of socks? That's the same thing. But a pair means that there's 2, like you have a pair of shoes. Well, you don't just have 1 foot, you have 2 feet. Okay, same thing with socks. You put on a pair of socks. You don't just have 1 foot, you have 2 feet. So that means each pair of socks is equal to 2 socks. So she has 11 pairs of socks. How are we going to figure out how many socks she has? I'm going to take 11, of course, because I have 11 pairs of socks. What am I going to do? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide? Right, I'm going to be multiplying because I have 11. I have a pair of socks, and then another pair of socks, and then another pair of socks, and then another, and of course that's 2. So I have 2 socks plus 2 socks plus 2 socks, 11 times. So we're going to multiply that. So 11 times 2. And of course 11 times 2, 1 times 2 is 2. And then 1 times 2 is 2, so she has 22 socks. All right. Now, that one was a little bit harder to follow. I will admit that. But I know that you did a good job. And we just finished the whole front page. Go ahead and turn over to page 258. What I want you to do right now, pause the video, do page 258. Do as much of it as you can. I will do some of the problems. I will not do all of them. And I won't have you do all of them either. Okay? Do as many as you can on 258. Okay? For number 3, do the first story problem. I'm sorry, for the first division problem, not story problem. Number 4, just do A, B, and C. Number 5, you have to do number 5. Number 6, do number 6. Number 7, do A, B, and C. Okay, so that's still most of the page, but some of it is cut out, okay? But still, do that. Go ahead and pause the video, take the opportunity to do that now. All right, you should definitely have that finished by now. Okay, let's look at number 3, letter A. Markers right here. Number 3, letter A, we have 3,219 divided by 6. How many times will 6 go into 3? We have our steps over here: divide, multiply, subtract, compare, and bring down. 6 will go into 3, of course, 0 times. When I have that 0 up there, I can skip these steps, go right back up to dividing, but I have to skip this 3 and go to the next number, 2, but I still have to use that 3. So we're not going to go 6 into 2, we're going to go 6 into 32. And 6 will go into 32 how many times? Okay, let's try 5. 5 looks like it would be a good one. If you said 5, let's see how that will work. Okay, 5 times 6 is 30. 2 minus 0 is 2, and 3 minus 3, of course, is 0. Is 2 smaller than 6? Good. So it's a good comparison. I'm going to bring down the 1. Now I'm going to go back up and divide. 6 will go into 21. How many times? Let's try 4. 4 times 6 is, good, 24. Oh, I see a problem. I see a problem. 6 times 4 is 24, but can I do 21 minus 24? No. So that number will not work. 4 is too big. And if 4 is too big, we should probably pick a number that is smaller. So let's try 3. 3 is up there, again, right above that 1. 6 times 3 is, good, 18. I still see a problem because I cannot do 1 minus 8, but I can borrow. Let's borrow. 1's going to go right there. 1's going to go right there. Okay, 11 minus 8, now I can do that. 11 minus 8 is 3, and of course 1 minus 1 is 0. Is 3 smaller than 6? Comparing? Yeah, it's a good comparison. So we're going to bring down the 9. Okay, 6 will go into 39. How many times? Let's try 6. If you know your 6's, this should be fairly easy. 6 times 6 is, right, it is 36. Okay, 9 minus 6, well, we know that. That's 3. And 3 minus 3 is 0. Good job. Let's compare. Compare. 30 is smaller than 6, of course. Good. And bring down. We don't have any number to bring down. So, we are done. But are we completely done? Finished? Because we have a number down here, it doesn't go out even. So what are we going to do with that number? Right, we're going to put a remainder, take our remainder down here and write it up here. And we need to check. If you haven't checked already, I want you to do it. If you have not checked, pause the video and do that. Good? 536 times what? Right? Times 6. Again, 6 times 6 is, right, 36. 6 times 3, good, 18 plus 3, right, 21. 6 times 5 is, good, 30 plus 2 is 32. Now I have 3,216 matching with 3,219. Now they don't match. What do I do when they don't match? I think that I didn't use all of my numbers. So which number do I still need to use? Right, this 3 up here. Good. 3 plus 6 is, right, 9, 1, 2, and 3. Now, these do match. Right. Very good. Very, very good. Make sure if you do not have this copy down, you copy it down. Okay? Now I did say that we are going to skip B. So, don't worry about doing B in your book. Right? Let's move on to the next section. That is number 4. They want you to find the fractional parts. Now, you should have paused earlier and done this already. If you haven't already done that, pause now and try to do them. It's only 3 problems. You should know how to do it already. Just pause and do them. Okay? If you haven't already paused and done them, let's go ahead. Or if you've already paused and you've already done them, then let's just do it. We have 1/6 of 48. Okay? Of course, we are dividing 6 into 48 how many times? Right. 8. Good. We have 1/8 of 80. 8 will go into 80 how many times? Good. 10, right? And last one that we're doing in this section, 1/7 of what number? Let me take a look. 63. How many times will 7 go into 63? Okay, keep in mind, this is just dividing. We're just taking this number over here, dividing it by whatever the bottom number is in this fraction. So over here it's 6, over here it's 8, here it's 7, and 7 will go into 63 9 times. Good. Okay, give me a moment to erase, and we'll move on to the next section. Looks like we're mostly done with this page. Almost all the way. Very good. This problem does look like it could be a little bit more difficult, but I know that you know how to do this. We have 6 weeks. Hopefully that's not how long it takes us to get back to school. Plus 14 days. Equals blank. What are we doing? Our final answer will be in weeks. Okay, so we know in this kind of problem, we're going to ignore everything except for my final part. My final answer is going to be in weeks. So we're going to write equals blank weeks underneath. And then over here, it's almost like a matching game. Remember, we're trying to take anything that is not already in weeks, and we're going to change it. So that means if it's already in weeks, we can just copy it down. So which one of these is already in weeks? Right. 6 weeks is already in weeks. We're going to just copy down that addition sign. We're not changing it. And 14 days. Now, 14 days is not already in weeks, so it does need to get changed. So underneath 14 days, we're going to write blank weeks. And we're going to box it. My box is going to be kind of unboxy. It's okay. All right, so underneath this, we'll write steps 1, steps 2, and steps 3. Okay. What is step 1? Do you remember what step 1 is? It was either like this or like this. Which one was it? Right, larger to smaller, we're going to multiply. Smaller to larger, we're going to divide. So, we're going from days to weeks. Which one is that? Larger to smaller or smaller to larger? Right, a day is smaller than a week, so we're going to go smaller to larger. We're going to do what? Right, we will divide. Good. Step 2, our special number. How many days are in a week? We should all know that. We all know there are 7 days in a week. And step 3 is just do the math. So we're going to take this 14 up here in this box. We're going to divide it. I know that looks like a subtraction sign. I just saw that. It's division sign. 14 divided by 7. And 14 divided by 7 is? Good, it's 2. Now, that's not my final answer. It doesn't go in the blank because I have to do 6 weeks plus 2 weeks equals blank weeks. 6 weeks plus 2 weeks, 6 plus 2 is? Right. 8. Goes in both blanks. Right. Very nice. Now, if you did this problem and you did something incorrect, take this opportunity, pause the video, write down the right answer, maybe rework through the problem, make sure you got it down. All right. Looks like we only have one more section for us to go through. And that's problem with the letter equations. I'm not quite sure what we call them, but well, I know what they're called, but I don't remember what we call them. Just equations. But this problem is n plus 5 equals 16 divided by 4 times 2. That all fit in there? Good, 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 good. Now, look in your book, because I forgot to do something in this equation. What did I forget to do? Right, I forgot parentheses. Very important, because I always do the parentheses first in the problem, no matter where they are in the equation. If they're first, middle, last, doesn't matter where they are, always do them first. Good. First thing we need to do is just copy down this n plus 5. I like doing that because copying is easy. You just look at it, you just copy it down. That's all you gotta do. Okay, over here, we do need to solve. Now, first thing we can do, kind of do it a little bit this way. Cross out this parentheses and write the answer above it. What is 16 divided by 4? 16 divided by 4 is, right, 4. And then I can take this 4 right here, times 2. 4 times 2 is, right, it's 8. I'm going to write down this equal sign. 8 goes right here. Now, I am going to do something with this sign. Do you remember what we do with this sign right here? Right, we're going to do the opposite. So this is an addition sign. That means we need to do a subtraction or a minusing sign. We're going to copy down this number, 5. So down here it's minus 5. We're going to write an equal sign down, and then whatever we just wrote down over here, so it's minus 5, we just write down over here on the other side of the equal sign. So minus 5, the equal sign, and then minus 5. Draw a line across. All right? And we're going to do n plus 5 minus 5 equals, what do we have left over here? Right, we just have that n. Just have the n equals, well, now we just have 8 minus 5. What is 8 minus 5? Right, it's just 3. And my answer is n equals 3. I know you might not be able to see that 3 with the light there, but that is a 3. Just trust me, it's a 3. Okay, now, of course, underneath this we will be checking. Let me use a different marker actually. We're just going to copy down this original equation up here. That's n plus 5 equals 16 divided by 4 times 2, and make sure that the 16 divided by 4 is in parentheses. And this n, well, we're going to erase this n. What number are we going to write instead of n? Right, just gets a 3 right there, because n equals 3. Okay, so over here we're going to do 3 plus 5 is 8, of course. And then over here, 16 divided by 4. Well, we solved this earlier. We know 16 divided by 4 is 4, and then 4 times 2 is 8. Perfect. Does 8 equal 8? Right? It does. Okay. Now, these are all the ones that I'm going to do on the board. Now, again, if you did this problem, if you got it incorrect, take this opportunity, pause the video, copy it down, maybe rework it, see if you can get the right answer. I will be erasing this in a moment. But before I do, I want to say, still, number 7, A, B, and C, I'm not going to do those on the board because I think that you can do them on your own. Okay? If I'm not doing it on the board, that means I have a lot of faith in you. You can do it on your own. It's just adding. It's just subtracting. It's just multiplying. I know you can do that. Okay? Additionally, today is Tuesday. If you're watching this, you should be watching this on Tuesday. And tomorrow is a test. I know we have only barely gotten back to school, and technically you're not even back at school, but we will be having a test in math tomorrow. I should be having another video put up on RenWeb, a math review, kind of going a little bit more into the things that you'll need to know for your test. So I'm not going to go over that stuff right now, right here. Right now, just worry about finishing up your math. Page 257, page 258. Don't worry about doing the brain booster. I know we kind of like going over that a little bit more in class, but you know, since we're not in class, we're not really going to worry about doing that. Okay? So you should have all of that stuff. Again, don't worry about that. The ones I told you not to worry about, that would be number 3, letter B, that division problem. Number 4, D, E, and F. And then number 7, that last multiplication problem. Don't worry about doing that either. So cut down the work a little bit. I know that we worked through these problems. You should have them all right now. Okay, go ahead and have a good rest of the day.